Or have you ever seen those machines that that you can throw like a whole washing machine into, and it just has teeth that come in like that?
Yeah, so I would put that
guy a little below the crusher.
Yes, so
and well above podcast
for a living.
Well above podcast host. Hydraulic press guy. You could just be an Eastern European and just be like, hey, hello everyone. Today we are doing the hydraulic press, and it's like this has 5 million views.
If you have access to a hydraulic press, you can make yourself a YouTube channel. That's
the problem.
I mean, the slow-mo guys didn't own those cameras at first. They were just borrowing cameras.
Yeah, I mean, but like a hydraulic press, you'd run out of things to, crush, and then after a while, you'd have to really, lean into the personality, because that's what I get from my hydraulic press channels.
I think you're 100% right. I used to have a series where I microwave things. Didn't take long for me to be an expert in microwave reactions. Like, oh, this
soup! Whoa!
Soup! To soup. No, it's gonna get too hot. Take it
out. Like all spray cans, whether it be like expanding foam or spray paint or whatever, do roughly the same thing. They catch on fire and flame spurt. You've got your like plasma variety of things, and then you figure it out pretty quickly. Then your surprise is faked.
Yeah, of course. I mean, how many people are asking in the comments, like, after 1 million subscribers, do you put a baby in? Like, you need to up the ante,
They all wanted me to microwave a microwave. I didn't know how to do that.
Do they?
You just need a big microwave and a small one.
A daddy and a baby microwave, I guess. But
I don't think it would blow up or do anything interesting. You just have a hot microwave.
Well, inside the baby microwave, there's a propane canister. So would be good.
A little Inception.
Or maybe an oxygen canister. What happens if you fucking microwave one of those compressed O2 canisters that's at like 4,500 PSI?
I bet it's enough to get the attention of your homeowners association.
Yeah. I bet the FBI
I didn't sign that paperwork
at that point.
But I had at the time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh shit!
Getting something from a homeowners association, like before you've agreed to it's kind of like, yeah, I don't know about this whole jazz you're trying. Like, I remember that.
No, thanks. Yeah, no, I love the microwave channel. The most ridiculous thing was that your videos kept getting pulled down and demonetized because for danger. And then meanwhile, like you and I are doing this show every week together, and I'm like, oh man, your microwave video got taken down because it was too dangerous. You're like, yeah. Shucks, I blew up a car out of a helicopter. We almost lost control halfway through the video. Made 80 grand.
Yeah.
Like, what happened?
Yeah, what happened was everybody hated me. Like, that was the problem. The actual problem was people reporting the video to YouTube because everybody hated me. Yeah.
Yeah, it was that, and like the problem is the knuckleheads who like view the thing have no, I don't know. They just don't care, I guess. You would think that it would be all about content creators and like, hey, everybody seems to have there seems to be some guff about your microwaving things. What's that all about, Mr. Woody? That should have happened, right?
Yes.
And you'd have been like, oh, you don't even know. My fans are kind of silly. They say that it's dangerous when I microwave grapes. Meanwhile, my buddy over here, Kyle, he's in a helicopter this week. See? Yeah, you know what? You're right. You're 40. You were 37 or something at the time. Like a very much grown ass man. Like it was silly when those got taken
about
down.
your age now. Time flies.
Yeah. When you're having fun. Yeah.
Did the channel get taken down?
No, they just the videos.
The videos just kept getting demonetized, and then like they don't get spread. No one sees them. Like,
well, if they're not monetized, what's the point, right? Like. Because you're springing for a microwave every time, and you get, I don't know, whatever, $50, and then our spray paint, and then the trip. Like, all right, now we've got $250 in our time in this video. Hopefully, it makes that back, and then everybody has fun. I'm not looking to get rich microwaving shit. Just wanted to show y'all something cool. But in the meanwhile, it's like, God, y'all are costing me money to microwave.
Just feeding money to Samsung.
I'm buying these in bulk.
I would fill the whole pickup truck filled with microwaves. I'd be set for like a couple of weeks, and
cool.
How
you were getting flagged.
Was spent getting microwaves and setting this up and making videos and editing them and then putting out videos to get demonetized.
It was my full-time job.
Not just the microwave part. That wasn't his full-time job. The gaming was the main.
YouTubing.
Yes.
YouTubing was the full-time
making
job.
successful videos. And it was like, man, it's nice to get in the sunshine and microwave something instead of grinding out another game of domination and talking to somebody about puberty.
It was just like someone who worked at Maytag flagged you over and over and over. Just like, I got this guy on the hook. Another $80.
You stop by in Samsung or face my wrath.
Mr. Gamertag.
That's actually a really good idea. So have you guys had any other ideas for YouTube channels or YouTube series that are sort of, zany, off the wall, but just like kitschy and stupid enough that they would catch on? So this microwave thing, obviously, it can catch on, but it's a little bit weird. Any of you have like some weird idea?
I think that sometimes it's as much about who's doing the video as what the video is about. Because Taylor mentioned hydraulic press channels are a little more interesting when you got some weird guy with an odd accent talking about it, and he's fun to be around. So that's a big part of it. There was this guy that was in our fan Discord who was kind of down on his luck. And his situation was that I think his mom had divorced the dad. And so now now dad and son are in like a really small apartment staying, and he's gaming still, but in his own little corner of this little apartment. It's kind of sad. And his dad's asleep. He's got to be up to work in the morning. And so this guy's hungry, and he's cooking some food on the balcony. And this really it's like a George Foreman propped up on a cooler. And like it's really jerry rigged, and there's extension cords, and he's got spices, and he's live streaming this while he's cooking. And I was like, this is pathetic mealtime. This is your new this every week you show up and you cook a new pathetic meal, and I'll help you come up with pathetic meals.
Ramen every week.
You're gonna. I wanted to make.
You
corn
know,
dogs.
you could make ramen at a George Foreman grill. Watch me.
I wanted to make corn dogs, but he didn't like the idea of being called
bologna
pathetic.
Sandwich of nothing.
It hurt his feelings to be pathetic
mustard.
mealtime because it was a accurate window into his life at the time.
So he wasn't doing a bit. Like he was like, he wasn't like, hey, everybody, watch me cook this for a lark. He was like, this is. I mean, cooking. He did also do that to stream it, but
he turned the live stream on.
So I had this this really, really stupid idea, and it was called. I was going to call it like just off screen. So I would take these famous movie moments or scenes, and then I would say, here's what happened 500 feet away. And then it would just be a camera going down an alley, and then you'd faintly hear what's going on in the background. So let's say, the Avengers, during the first Avengers in New York, but then you just have a camera into like some alleyway in New York, and you can faintly hear something. And then it's that for, whatever length of the movie is. And then that's
just
it.
Being close to where the movie was
filmed.
filmed.
Just close enough that you can't really make out anything.
This is the fucking restaurant from Taxi Driver, and it's just 3 hours of that.
Exactly. It's just
remember all those classic scenes? We won't be going there. We'll be staying right here.
Remember that part? Yeah, no, that's not in this.
Remember when he says he's talking to the mirror, that really intense scene? I don't know where that is, but that scene where he's walking slowly past the delicatessen. Here we are. I say you storm that beach, and I'll be right behind you if I see success.
That's. I'm definitely going to put a lot of time and effort into that.
I'm sure,
absolutely.
I can't think of many like chintzy, like hokey kind of channel. Like really, the hydraulic press jumps out to me as like the biggest one. Can you guys think of other stuff where it's like or there's like those like videos you get suggested by like Dude Perfect. And it's just like a bunch of people pretending to be really excited about shooting basketballs off of like bridges and things. And I guess that's kind of the same thing over and over.
Try guys, same thing.
What is their content like? The Try Guys, they just eat?
What Taylor just described. They try stuff, and
and they're one less now because
sometimes they abuse people. I think. I think they try that out.
They abuse people.
Isn't that what they were trying out? I can't remember.
The staff, yeah.
One tried cheating on his wife and he got fired. Yeah,
I heard that part. I didn't know anything about those guys.
No, that's what I meant. That it's like, how do you get fired from a YouTube channel for cheating on your wife? That was so bizarre. Like if Woody, like we're not firing Woody.
Jackie's on the outs though.
Yeah,
yeah. No matter what happens over there, I'm on Woody's side because he's my friend.
and then and nobody was on his side about it either. Like and I'm outside looking in, right? So I don't know. Like maybe this guy, like maybe it was all, I don't know, but it seemed weird to me that a YouTube channel could like go under. Like
I did read something like because I wasn't familiar with them, but apparently like their brand or his brand personally was like huge, like Mr. Family Man, like this, that, and the other. And that was part of what made him endearing, I guess, to the audience.
See, that's weird to me too, because I don't understand what happens on, all right, so like the big family audience finds out, or in reality, 25% of them find out.
Yeah.
We upload another video tomorrow and pretend like it didn't happen. What happens? That's what they should have done. Like I don't understand how
it would have blown over by now. I bet
you should have just done the ride or die thing with we're expanding the family Mormon style.
Yeah, whatever it takes. Yeah. I that one didn't make any sense.
A couple extra wives.
I think it's just the amount of public knowledge about this, because he was going out in public. Like I don't think if anybody has any issues with their spouse or whatever, that's up to them. Who cares?
I like all of those medieval channels where they do like medieval weaponry, and the guys who are doing those channels seem so into it that you're like, dude, you were wearing that chainmail long before you turned the camera on, weren't you? Like that's your jerkin. You made that.
Yeah.
But there's
like
a guy
well-worn Renaissance attire.
He's just so interested in what would be the superior like weapon to have on a medieval battlefield. It's like, you all think it's this big sword. No. It's the spear.
It's a gun.
That's
a great channel for like ancient history. It's like we're comparing every ancient weapon to the gun, and like and every single lineup. It's like you remember that show Deadliest Warrior in like 2004, where it'd be like the samurai, the Celtic warrior, whatever. Who wins? And it was like this bullshit where like some fake scientist would be like, data scientist here. It turns out the Celts, we're putting 10 points out of 15 in their stamina because they can drink a lot, I guess. And that's like the level of sophistication. And then they would do a dramatization at the end where it was like 5 people dressed up in a Halloween store quality like Roman gladiator outfit, and they'd be going up against people in an equal quality of like a Chinese, ninja warrior, and it would like say like, oh, final score, 4 dead for Chinese, 5 dead for the Celts. So the Chinese win. Do that, but with guns.
Basically Goku versus Superman.
It's Goku versus Superman, but I add an interesting layer because it's not obviously if you go 5 Navy SEALs versus 5 Roman gladiators, the Navy SEALs are going to win. It's going to be what is the amount of gladiators needed to eliminate 5 SEALs in a Coliseum atmosphere.
How about 1 Navy SEAL, 2 AA-12s, 100 Centurions, and a sit and spin, and just watch him like.
I bet it would take more than 100 dudes, because you have to factor in that like
you gotta reload.
In this scenario, the Romans are going to have like there's going to be like a solid minute where the Romans are so afraid because they think it's like a thing from the Lord. So you have to like equate that in because they won't know how to anticipate it. So it's. I bet it would take 150.
Or do you pick off individuals?
It's not going to matter. They're going to come kill you.
Is there elevation at play?
Like they're fast.
No,
they're running at you. Like
you're giving them a lot of bravery.
The Coliseum
they're dropping off like
it's
flies.
Their job.
Ranged weapons.
It's what they came there to
do. I've come to do things before and said, this seems like a bad idea.
I bet you should. I bet you show it with some Romans. Fucking like, I don't think they're running away from the guy with the loud stick that killed 30 of them. They're like only 30. 30,000 were lost in the wars in Angola. Forward!
Well, I said 100 on purpose. I needed them to like cut down some numbers, right? We should see good.
They get the catapult out. Like they wouldn't care.
You're right. After they figured out, like, he can only kill one of us magically at a distance at once, and then
it's like that scene from Rick and Morty where he like.
Oh, look, we're talking about it. So it's a good idea.
That Deadliest Warrior show was such a crack of shit. I met the guy who, one of the guys who produces that show, because he wanted to talk about doing a thing, and he was such a bullshitter, such a liar that I didn't want to work with him. He showed up really late to the meeting. We were at a bar and a hotel in LA, and he shows up to the meeting like very fat, slovenly looking guy, and which I don't know, he wasn't dressed well, and
he doesn't look like a deadly warrior.
No, he didn't at all. But he's at a business meeting.
Deadliest Warrior, heart disease.
He's trying to get me to come do a thing with him. And his excuse for being late was that he had saved a woman from a purse snatching or something, like a carjacking, purse snatching type situation. Like this guy was trying to drag her out of a car, and I was like, "Hey!" And he saw me, and he took off. And I comforted her real quick, and asked if she needed me. And I'm sitting there like, you are a liar. you stopped for a chili dog. It's on your shirt.
Say you slept in, man.
It's okay.
He made up a story about fighting crime on the way to the meeting.
He was probably intimidated. He was like, damn, I've been LARPing as a Deadliest Warrior expert, and here I am going to meet a real Russian warrior.
Face to face with fucking Spetsnaz. It's just,
yeah.
So